my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about JavaScript loops. So in this video I'll be covering the for loop, the while loop, the do while loop, the loop control statements, and then finally the nested loops. So before I get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. So yeah, let's get started. Now, what are loops? Loops are incredibly powerful tools in JavaScript that allows you to execute a block of code multiple times. Let me show you in action. In script.js file, let's create loops. See, in JavaScript there are like multiple loops. So I'm going to be talking about for, while and do while right now. So let's create a for loop. So you start a for loop by writing down the for keyword and then the parenthesis, the brackets. So inside these parentheses you write down three statements: initialization, condition, and then finally incrementing or decrementing. So let me show you what that is. So first, initializing. So that means you got to create a variable. So let's say let I equal 0. I'll explain you what that means. And then condition. So let's say I is lesser than 5 for now. And then I plus plus would be incrementing. I minus minus would be decrementing. For now I'm just doing incrementation. And inside the curly bracket would be the block of code that you want it to get repeated. So for now, let's just write okay and plus I. Now, if I save this and open the console tab, you'll see that hey everyone has been printed on the console tab 5 times. Okay. In this for loop, see I'm creating a loop for loop by writing down the for keyword inside the parentheses. As I said, there should be 3 statements. So the first statement is creating a variable. So I'm creating a variable named I and assigning 0 to it. And then I'm putting a condition to it. So I should be lesser than 5, then only this block of code should execute. If it is greater than 5, then don't execute. That's a condition. And then increment the value. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and all that. And then if it reaches 5, then obviously I is not smaller than 5. So it should 5. The fifth one should not get executed. Okay, we can even start from 1. And keep it smaller than or equal to. Okay. Now if I save it, you'll see that it says hey everyone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the I value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and hey everyone has been printed 5 times. I can not only do it for like 5 times, I can even do it like multiple times, let's say like 100 as well. If I save it, you'll see that hey everyone has been printed on the console tab 100 times. So this is how you make a for loop. This is how you create a for loop. So for loop basically, see this is the syntax of it, and the use case of for loop is usually when you know the number of times you're going to iterate the block of code. Iterate means repeating it. So the number of times you're repeating it, if you're sure about it and it's just a simple use case of loops, then go for loop. Now let's see what while loop is. So see, first of all of the loops are pretty much the same thing. They do the same thing, but the syntax and the use case are different. So for a while loop, the syntax goes like this. So while parenthesis and then the curly brackets. Now inside the parenthesis also you shouldn't write like 3 statements. You have to only write like any one statement. Not any one statement. You have to write one statement which is condition. So you declare a variable outside, you increment or decrement it inside, and you just set the condition inside the parenthesis. Let me show you. So let's first create a variable. As I said, we have to create it outside. So let I equal, let's say 0. And then while, let's keep the condition as I is. Actually, yeah, let's create another variable. Let max iterations. So what max iteration means is that maximum number of times the block of code should repeat iterations. Now let's use this. So mat.random. Yeah. So you might be wondering what mat.random is. So mat.random is an inbuilt JavaScript function which allows you to generate any random number. So, for example, if you want me to show you on the console tab, it would say, yeah, you can see a random number being generated all the time. But since it's in a decimal value, you have to put it in like this. So mat dot round. Now this is where you got to use round. Yeah, if I wrap it around this. Now you'll see a random number being generated from 1 to 10 or like 0 to 10. Yeah. So that's what mat.random function does. It generates any random number from 0 to 10. Now we're not talking about the math object for now. We're doing the while loop, so let's continue doing that. So yeah, so while, okay, while let's say I is smaller than 10, not 10, smaller than max iterations, then this. Console.log I plus I. Okay, I gotta increment the value of I as well. And I should be smaller than, okay, as long as I is smaller than max iterations, then it should print that, okay? Now, if I save this, now you see the console tab. Yeah, okay, that was, okay, so now every time I reload, a random number is getting generated, which for now it's 8. So 8 times the block of code is getting repeated. So high 8, you're getting it. So this is how you use a while loop. So, again, if I reload it, so it's probably like 1 or 0 right now. Now see? Exactly. So, now this is an example of while loop. So you basically see, you use while loop when the use case of it is when, first of all, you're unsure of the number of iterations you're going to do. You can do the same thing, I did here in the while loop as well, but most of the times while loops are used when you're unsure of the number of iterations, number of times the code block will get repeated. As for now, I'm like, matter random, so yeah. And while loop, what it basically does is that executes a block of code as long as the condition is true. So if I don't write this, this incrementing thing, then this condition will always stay true. Why? Because i's value, if I keep it as 0, then it will always be lesser than max iterations and it will be true, and it can be a never ending loop and actually crash my browser, which we shouldn't do that. Okay, avoid that. But yeah, this is how you use write down a while loop. Now let's see what a do while loop is. So do while loop is obviously like similar to the while loop, but not entirely similar. It's different. Let me show you. So the syntax of do while loop is like this. You might be wondering it's like pretty weird syntax, but let me show you. So yeah, so you write down the do keyword and then start the curly brackets. So inside the curly brackets, you write down the block of code which you want to execute. So for do while loop, let's do something like this. So let input, okay, and I'll define it here. So input equal prompt. Okay, let's use prompt. I'll explain what this is in a minute, but yeah. So what I'm doing here is that first of all I'm creating a variable named input. Okay, outside the statement, and then here inside the curly bracket I'm writing down input equal prompt. Prompt is an inbuilt JavaScript function. It allows you, it's like a pop-up that appears that I already stated, and this is like the type of pop-up that's appearing. You can write down your input here. Okay, so this prompt, this function allows you to write down an input inside the box. So and it says enter a digit greater than 5. Now this while input is lesser than 5. Now you might be confused why I wrote while it is lesser than 5, although it should be greater than 5. If I save this and reload it, you can see a pop-up appearing asking for me to write a digit greater than 5. So if I write, let's say 9, over here 9. Okay, obviously 9 is greater than 5. It's coming like you wrote 9, obviously. Now if I reload it again and let's write 2, the box doesn't go away. 3, the box doesn't go away. 1, the box. So any number lesser than 5, if I write it down, it won't go away. Why? Because it wants me to write it greater than 5. And I cannot even cancel it because I gotta write some input to it. Like if I say 87, it prints out. Now the logic behind this is that I've written, see, a do while loop is basically like you're telling the JavaScript file to do the block of code first, and then after doing that, check whether the condition is true or false. So here I've written input prompt enter a digit greater than 5. So every time you reload, the pop-up appears. So once you enter the digit, then it checks, is the input lesser than 5? If it is, then again do this, because this is true, right? Because if we have written like 2, then yes, this evaluates to true, so this box appears again. But if it is greater than 5, then it should get over and be printed, you wrote else. So for example, if I write on 1, it won't allow me. If I write 8, it will allow me. Now let's move on. So as I said, so we talked about the 3 loops. Now let's talk about the loop control statements. So the control statements are break and continue. Let's use a for loop to explain that. First of all, let's comment all of this because we don't need it for now. So that let the console be clear. So yeah, if I write down for and let's create a loop like let I equal 0. A simple one, okay? I is smaller than 5. And then I plus plus. So actually let it be 10. And now if I write down, let's write an if statement here. So if we are checking if so let's say if I is triple equal to if I is triple equal to 3, okay, and then we write down console log I. Okay. Now see, I've written a for loop here that says that i's value is 0 and if I is lesser than 10, then do this whatever and I plus plus. So until 10, it's gonna get the numbers are gonna be printed out. But here there's an if statement that checks, is I equal to 3? Yes, if it will be, right, at once. Then it says continue. What does this continue means? Continue means that it skips the current value and continues the numbers. Like for example, there's a number list here, and from 1 to 10, at the number 3 you're saying continue. So the number 3 will get skipped, and the rest of the numbers will get continued. You will see it in the console now. And else if also, if the number is triple equal to 7, then break. Break statement, it's pretty simple. It means it breaks the whole loop. So 8, 9, 10 won't get executed. And if I save this and you see the console tab, you'll see 0 to 6. Although it's until 10. 0, 1, 2, 3 is missing here because 3 is getting skipped. Because at the point 3, I've written continue. That means that specific number should be skipped and the rest of the numbers should continue. And then 4, 5, 6, and then 7. From 7, everything should be broken down. Okay? So it won't get printed. These two are the loop control statements, which are break and continue. Pretty useful. Now let's see how to write nested loops. So even for a nested loop, let's use a for loop. So first, again, let's comment this down because we don't want this. So for, let's say, let it be the same thing because let I equal 1, I is smaller than 5, let's say, okay, and then finally I plus plus. Okay. Now, inside this, as I said, nested loops. What does that mean, nested loops? So a loop inside a loop. So inside this for loop, let's create another loop. So for, wait, before this, let's say console.log plus I. Okay. You save this. And then after this for another loop I'm creating. So for let j. Now you can't use the same variable obviously. So let j equal 1. J is smaller than 5. And then j plus plus. So inside this console.log j. If I save this, it will be better understood. You can see in the console that first of all value of I, this thing, first loop is being printed, and inside this the j loop is being printed, and then again value of 2. So inside the first loop, inside the I loop, the j loop is being printed. So inside this another loop is getting executed. So now inside j loop again another loop can be printed out. So you can see this is how you create nested loops. Nested loops basically are a loop inside another loop. So here what we're doing is that we're creating a for loop. Let I equal 1, I is lesser than 5, I plus plus. So we're just like saying that I needs to be repeated 5 times, like 0 to 4, and not 0 to 4, 1 to 4, yeah. And so it's getting repeated 4 times, so 1 to 4, and then console.log value of 5. So we are printing the value of 5. Now inside this statement, we are creating another for loop which says the value of j. So j should be printed, and then another I j. You're getting it, right? So basically, it's like an example of use case of a nested loop. So that's it for today's video. It was a pretty long video, but it's all about loops. So I hope you guys understood, all this basic info that you're supposed to know about loops. I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, take care and bye.